Hey everyone, I am back for another video here. I'm going to show you how I create my, I've got my sheets that I use with all the player information. So like the one that I showed in the previous video was like this. Here's the Eagles, the Seahawks. So I've got my offensive team, my defense. Then I've got all my locator numbers to tell me who's carrying the ball, who's getting the sacks, and who's getting the interceptions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video today and show you how I actually get that sheet created. So on my screen, you can see I have my folder over here of all of the different teams that I've done so far. There's going to be, let's see, I think I've done 16 of them. So yeah, actually it says 18 items. I don't know what the 18 are, but anyway, that's okay. So what I'm going to do, the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles one, which was the latest one I created, and I'm going to create a copy of it. So Control C, Control V, and that should have created a copy of it, but it didn't. So let's try again. There we go. And I'm going to rename it to, what team do I have? I have the Houston Oilers in front of me. 1989. I'm going to play them next. I don't even know who they play, but Warren Moon was one of my favorite quarterbacks in football back then, along with, the greatest player to ever live, Bernie Kosar, and then like Dan Marino and Jim Kelly and Warren Moon. I loved all those quarterbacks back then. So we got that. So now I'm going to open up my new Houston Oilers one, which is going to look suspiciously a lot like the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's see if I can get this so you can see it. That'll work. I'm going to delete everything that has to do with the Eagles. I'm going to delete all of my players, my grades. We're going to change the color back for these ones. Whoops, that didn't work. How about no fill? There we go. We'll go to the defense, running backs, interceptions, and sacks. Okay, so now we have a blank slate. And I'm going to Control S so I can save it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I have my team down here. They're newly opened. I have not used them yet. It's the Houston Oilers. And I'm going to go ahead and sort them by position, kind of. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm going to go cornerback. I've got a halfback 1. That's not very good. I've got a free safety 1. Wow, that's not good either. So I'll put my defensive backs together. I have a linebacker 1. This team, wow, they seem like they stink. Cody Carlson, I remember him. Ray Childress is a 4. There's a good offensive lineman 4. Bruce Davis, that name sounds familiar. Curtis Duncan. I loved Houston's receivers. I don't know if it was 89 when they had. I believe they had Curtis Duncan, Ernest Givens, Haywood Jeffries, and I can't remember who the 4th one is. Hopefully I run into him here. So Tony Eaton, Eric Fairs. Boy, their defense does not have a whole lot. Ernest Givens. I loved Ernest Givens. Jason E.B. Let's see. Wide receiver. Alonzo Highsmith. I remember him. Drew Hill. That was the 4th. Kenny Jackson. There's Haywood Jeffries. I loved how I feel like they were one of the first like real run and shoot teams. I think Detroit did it, but I think Houston did it just because they had, well, maybe not on first down, but they had such good receivers, and they had Warren Moon, who was awesome. So this is okay. Kenny Johnson is my TA and my OA, so he's my punt returner, but he's also a cornerback too. I'm gonna put him in the defensive backs pile for now, but we'll get him out of there at some point. All right, and tackle. We got a linebacker. There's some of the better defensive players. I see some 3s coming out. Oh, Bruce Matthews, brother of Clay Matthews. Bubba McDowell. Let's see, nose tackle. I saw a report. Let me just keep going here. Greg Montgomery. Looks like he's a backup kicker. I'm going to put him off to the side. I doubt I'll be using. He's a KB. He's a KB. There we go. And a KOB. So, and he's a fullback 1 and a safety 1. He's someone I'm probably never going to use, so I'll just throw him off to the side. There's Warren Moon. He's a 4. Okay. I look forward to throwing the ball with him. Mike Munchak's a 4. Okay, they got some decent players here. I remember Alan Pinkett and Alonzo Highsmith. I remember those 2 guys. And Mike Rozier. They had some above average linebackers. Al Smith, Doug Smith, Dean Steinkooler. Tight end. Lorenzo White. Holy cow, they had some good running backs. It's going to be interesting to decide, to watch the dice basically decide who, am I missing a punter? I might be missing a punter in here somewhere. So we'll figure that out as we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the defense to the side. Put them over here, and I'm going to work with the offense first. Let's get the offensive linemen out of the way. So we've got, let's get rid of the ones and twos. So we've got Dean Steinkooler, Jay Pennison, Mike Munchak, Matthews, and we need, oh, they actually have a really, wow, they have, their offensive line is 5-3-3-4-4. That's really good. Put them off the side. So this is our offensive line. And we're going to put them in order that we're going to type them into the sheet. So I know those are 02 through 03, 4, 5, 6. Warren Moon is my quarterback. Let's throw Cody Carlson over here. I need some receivers. This is going to be tough. I almost want to put him in a 3-receiver set, but I don't do that. I just kind of respect the lineups here. So we got Drew Hill as a 4, so he's definitely one of them. Haywood Jeffries is a 3. See, this is tough. I need a tight end. I got Bob Morosco or Chris Verhoost. They're both C1s. They're both C1s. Usually I'll use that as my tiebreaker, but in this case they're both the same basically. I'll take Bob Morosco and we'll keep him in a separate pile. So now we can start putting these in order. We know Drew Hill is our 01. We know our offensive line comes next. Then our tight end comes next. Bob Morosco. Now we need to get a fullback and a halfback. So we got Lorenzo White and Mike Rozier. We got Alan Pinkett. And I really don't, I'll be honest with you, I don't care here. Like, all I need is players to put into the starting lineup. All of these guys are going to play based on the system that I use. So now we've got our fullback. We've got, let's see, Bob. We've got Drew Hill. We got and then we got our tight end, our Warren Moon. And then we have a fullback. We'll throw Mike Rozier in the halfback. So we need the second receiver. Ernest Givens. I think I'm going to go with Haywood Jeffries. Wait. Oh, no. Ernest Givens is an A6, so he goes in. And then Rozier. So these are my starters based on the sheet over here on the screen. I don't know where to point, but it's on the screen over here. You can see it right there. These are my starters. Everybody else that is a skill position, here's my punter. Everybody else that's a skill position gets to be put in their own pile. So, let's see. We'll take all the other receivers and running backs. Tracy Johnson. So he's got a 1. He's got a 1. He can go over here. No, maybe he gets to play. We're not sure yet. So we'll take everybody else that has skill position, meaning are their running backs, their tight ends, or the wide receivers. Put them in a pile. So now we've got our starting 11. We've got our skill players. And then we've got everybody else. So we're done with the offense. I'm going to push that off to the side now. Put that over here where you can't see how messy it really is. And then I've got my defense. So we'll go. First, we need to know, usually when a team has a nose tackle, they play a 3-4. So they have a nose tackle, so they're going to play a 3-4. So they actually have a couple of them. So we got an end. Let's see, what else do we have? We got Ray Childers. So we have an end, a nose tackle, and an end. So we're good there. So we'll throw those guys to the side. We need linebackers. So we've got, let's see, we've got a 3, a 3, a 3, a 3. So we got a bunch of 3s. We'll throw these guys over here. So we got outside, inside, inside, outside. And then we need our defensive backfield. So Bubba McDowell, I'm sure, is going to play. He's good. Jeff Donaldson, Steve Brown, and Patrick Allen. So we've got 4 3s. All right, so I guess their defense is relatively average. All right, so now what we'll do is we will put them in order. So when it's a nose tackle, I believe it goes end, nose tackle. I think it goes inside linebacker, end, outside linebacker, outside cornerback. I never know if it's free safety or strong safety, so I'm going to go strong safety and free safety. So now we've got our starting 11 on defense. We've got our starting 11 on offense right here. I've got my my kickers and my punter off to the side. Wow, they've got the punter has 2 cards and the kicker has 2 cards. Holy cow! All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start typing these in. And here's what we do when we type these in. This is kind of a process. We're going to start at the top with Drew Hill. He's my my wide receiver, my 01. But because he has an A8, let's see if I show it to this camera. Is it better? Because he has an A8 right there, I'm going to go over here to the receive. Well, his rating actually is a 4. And I'm going to go over here to the receiving grades. I'm going to type Drew Hill. I'm going to put an A, and I'm going to put an 8 there. And I'm going to highlight this because he's an A. All A's get highlighted. And then we move on to the next, which is the offensive line. And now we just type, these 5 are easy because they don't do anything other than block. Bruce Matthews is a 5. Dean Steinkooler is a 3. J, don't call me CC Pennison, is a 3. Mike Munchak. Actually, they have a pretty good offense. I know the Browns played them in the playoffs one year. I think in the first round one year and beat them. Bruce Davis is a 4. Now we're on to our tight end, Bob Morosco. So we're going to go Bob Morosco. And he is a 2, but he's also a C1, so we'll throw him in here. And it really doesn't matter what order you put them in. When I was first doing this, I was sorting them by this number here and going all the way down that way. But it really doesn't matter because the dice rolls, there's 36 dice rolls. You have a 1 in 36 chance for every single one of those numbers up there. So it doesn't matter what number they are. He is a C1. Warren Moon. Love Warren Moon. He's a 4. He had one of the best throwing motions that I'd ever seen. Alonzo Highsmith. Alonzo's got the disc. Highsmith, 3. He's a C2. C2. And then Ernest Givens, probably my favorite receiver on the team. He is a 3. He is an A6. We'll highlight him. And then Mike Rozier. Really, again, it really doesn't matter who's starting. I just want to get the highest rating in there to give them the highest rating they can have on offense. He is a C1. So now we're done with the offensive starters. And what we'll do is we'll get the skill players back out. And we will go through each of those. So Alan Pinkett, running back. He is a B, C, 3, so he catches some passes. Lorenzo, rolling in my benzo, White. He is a C1. Whoops, not 12. Tracy Johnson. He is a halfback, fullback, 1 rating. That's really bad, but he has a C1, so he did catch a couple passes that year. We'll go to Curtis Duncan next. Duncan, he is an A4. Highlight it. Steve Avery. Steve Avery, you can see he's a C in his pass receiving, but he's got no number. So I'm not going to put him in there. He probably didn't catch any passes, or maybe he just caught 1 or 2 and it doesn't matter. So next we have Haywood Jeffries, another one of my favorites. I feel like Haywood Jeffries had a season where he had like 106 catches or something like that. That's good. And then Leonard Harris, who I do not remember. He is a C2. Kenny Jackson, no idea who that is. C1. And then finally we have Chris Verhulst. Never heard of him. Chris Verhulst. He's going to end up being a 66. And he is a C1. Okay, now we're done. I have no skill players. I have nobody left now that has a number by their pass receiving. So like, Alan Pinkett was a BC3. I have no one left that, so I'm good. So what I'm going to do is for my own OCD about formatting, I'm going to go ahead and clear these borders off of here. So we'll go, let's see, format, we'll go border, we'll clear it, and then we'll add in the bottom one here. Format, bottom. All right, so now we've got that. So now I'm going to go on to the running backs carries. So what I do for the running backs carries, and let me go ahead and open up my Chrome and get us to Pro Football Reference and actually move it over into the screen so you can see it. What I do for Chrome is I go to, let's see, these are the standings. So I need to find Houston. Oh, 9-7, okay. 9-7, and then I need to get to their stats, team stats and rankings on this page, which is fine. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is go down to the running backs, and I'm going to sort by attempts right here. And then what I'm going to do is, see if I can figure out how to show this on the screen. I don't know that I can. Let's see if I can get over here far enough. You still see it? Not really. Okay, hold on. Let me rearrange. Boom. And there we go. Now you should see. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in here now all the running backs that had carries. But the first thing I'm going to do is move this up for my own formatting OCD. And I have to remerge all of this. There it is. So merge that. We'll merge that. I could have edited some of this out, but I'm lazy. I just got done working, and I really want to eat dinner. So let's get this going here. All right, running backs carry. So let's type in all the people that had carry. So Alonzo Highsmith, 128. Then you got Lorenzo White. Wow, they really did. I wonder if they had injuries this year. 104, and that's why it's so spread out. Alan Pinkett, 94. Then you got Mike Rozier. All right, now we're through the 4 running backs, 88. Now, I don't care about Warren Moon had 70. That's a lot. But I don't think I'm going to put, oh, man, that is a lot. I don't know, did he scramble a lot or was that, I'm not going to put him in. And then the next guy you can see is Tracy Johnson had 4. I don't care about those guys either. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it these 4 guys, and that's it. So we'll go format cells, border, because again, I like it to be clean. Format cells, add my bottom border. All right, now we got 4. So we've got the running back carries and the wide receiver carries in there. So I'm going to show you, you know what, let's do defense now. Let's do defense. Then I'll get into all the numbers after that. So here's my starting defense down here. So we're just going to go in order. But at the same time, we're going to enter some other information. So Ray Childress is first. He is a 4-4. Now, there are players out there, and again, this is my 17th or 18th or 19th team now. I've only run, I think Richard Dent was the only player that was like a 4 against the pass and a 2 against the run. So that's why I have 2 columns here, because sometimes you'll get a player who will be 1 against the run and 1 against the pass. And in that case, you'll have to have I'll have to have 2 defensive player cards in front of me. I think I had like a +4 and a +2 or something like that when Chicago was on defense, depending on whether it was a run or a pass. So in this case, it's a 4-4. He also has you can see he has a QS6 rating. So I'm going to go into the sack area, and I'm going to put Ray Childress. And I'm just going to put a 6 in there. Okay, we're on to Doug Smith. He's a 3-3, and he has a QS rating of 1. We'll go with John Grimsley. So we're going to go inside linebacker. And he's a 3. And we're going to change this to ILB for inside linebacker. John Grimsley has nothing. He has no W rating. He has no QSR rating. So we just skip him for everything else. Al Smith, he's the same. He has nothing. So 3-3. Sean Jones, didn't he play for somebody else? The Rams, maybe? 3-3, and he has a QS. Wow, he has a QS sack rating of 7. Boy, they got some good defensive ends. Sean Jones was a 7. Then we have, okay, here's a good one, Robert Lyles. He's an outside linebacker. Whoops. Sorry, I've been typing all day. All right, and then we're going to go down to interceptions because he has a W rating. You can see he has a W6 rating and a QS rating. So we're going to put both of those in. So Robert Lyles, he is a W6 and he is a QS1. Okay. Let me just run through these as quick as I can. You can fast forward if you want. Johnny Meads is a 3-3 with a QS sack rating of 2. Steve Brown. I think I remember Steve Brown. Such a common name, too. 3-3. He has a W rating of 5. And a QS sack rating of 2. So he must run some corner blitzes. 2. Patrick Allen. I don't usually stand and type, so this is a little different for me. Bubba McDowell, I remember him. He's good. Although he's only a 3. Seemed like when he played the Browns, he was a 5. He has a W4 and a QS1. Boy, they must blitz their defensive backs a lot. 1. And then we have Jeff Donaldson as the last starter. And he is a 3 with no stats. So that's where we That's where we end that. Now we're going to go to the backups on defense, which are these guys right here, and just run through each of them. So Richard Johnson, he's got a W2. Kenny Johnson has nothing. He's also our punt returner and kick returner. I'm going to put him over here with our special teams. Tracy Eaton, he has a W rating of 5. Ooh, they got some interceptions here for them. Chris Dishman, wow, they got some really good players and a lot of interceptions because his W rating is 6. How many interceptions did they have as a team? Holy cow. Where are they at? Defense. Where are you at, defense? Here it is. Interceptions. I mean, not a lot, I guess. In fact, I might run out. That looks like that could be it. So Billy Bell has nothing. Then we go to Eric Fairs. Eric Fairs has sacks. He's a QS3. John Brantley has nothing. Scott Kozak has nothing. Eugene Seal has nothing. Glenn Montgomery is a QS rating of 2. Oh, William Fuller. He's not even a starter, but his QS rating is the highest at 8. Defensive end, he's a 2. And then Richard Burt. So we're done now. So we're done with putting all the players on the list. So now if you'll just pardon me while I do this. Format cells. We'll kill you. And then we'll go. No, wait. We're going to kill that too. And then we'll go here. And and then we'll get rid of all of these. So they had a bunch of interceptions, but they were from 6 guys. Format cells, kill, and then go to this one. And the goal is to make it so this prints on just one page. And you can do that if I go to file and print. And then you can see like page 1. Now it's page 1 and 2, but 2 is blank. I don't know why it does that, but if I back it up, now you can see these dashed lines. This is my page where I can print page 1 right here. Okay, so now we have a whole bunch of numbers in here, but what we have to do next is we have to figure out what the dice rolls are going to be. And I'll do that right now. Now, the way I do that is I go over here and I just type out the numbers for these receivers. 1 3 1 1 4 6 2 1 1. And then I add them up. So I'll go sum the entire column. And the answer is 37. Boy, if it was a 36, it makes life so much easier. These numbers really aren't going to change much, but let's see. Then what I'll do is I will, now what you want to do is you want to figure out the percentage of this number, of this number. So what's the percentage? 8 of 37. All right, so we'll go equals N5 divided by N18. But I'm gonna put a dollar sign in there because I'm gonna copy it down. So 21.6% of the time, this player was the player that caught the ball. And then I'm gonna drag this down. Now we've got the percentage for every player. So like this player here, Chris Verhoost, who I never heard of, 0.02% of the time. So 2.7% of the time he caught a pass. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to drag this across. This one should equal 1, which it does. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to now figure out 21.6% of the dice rolls equals what? So I'm going to go 0.5 times 36. So there's 36 total dice rolls. And I'll drag this down. And if I drag this across, it should equal 36, which it does. And then what I'll do is I will then just literally go really fast. I don't care about being super exact here. So what I'll do is I'll just start rounding off. 8, 1, 2, 6, 1. I hate that I'm rounding up every time. 1, 1. That means the number is going to be really high. 6, 2, 1, 1. So the number is 37. And you'll notice they're pretty much exactly what they were. So somebody's going to have to lose one. I need 36 dice rolls, not 37. So somebody's going to have to lose something. I'm going to figure out who I'm going to get here. Let's get Tracy John. No, I like Alan Pinkett. Let's get Leonard Harris down. So now we have 36. So I literally just did that on a whim. I just picked somebody who wasn't one of the top players and said, yeah, your percentage of catches is going to go down because I want the other players to get their percentage of catches. Who cares? So now let's delete this. And now we have to put the dice rolls in. So this guy gets the first 8 dice rolls, which is 11 to 22, right? 6, 21, 20. Yeah. This one gets the next 1, and then we go 24 to 25. So he's going to get 26 to 35. He's going to get 36. So he gets the next 3. So 41 to 43, 44, 45, 46 to 53. And then it's going to be 54 to 63. And then 64, 65, 66. So now we've figured out the dice rolls for the receivers. So anytime I roll you know, 2 dice. Boom. Blue is always first, so 63 in this case. It would be Haywood Jeffries. And now I can delete this, and we can move on to the running back carries. And we're going to do the same thing. So 128, 104, 94, 88, and I'll sum them up. I kind of want to put, I'm really curious. I don't know if there's a way to tell how many of Warren Moon's carries he was flushed out of the pocket, because I feel like that's not going to be plus I love Warren Moon. I would love to watch him run the ball too. I didn't realize he was so he was so he could scramble. I didn't know he was a good runner. What are his numbers? Where's he at? Oh, wrong pack, wrong stack. Here it is. What are Warren Moon's numbers? So he's got some low numbers in the run column. He's got a 5 and a 7, a 3. He's got a lot. 34 is a fumble. 25s are always 0 when you're going to run or pass. You know what? His run columns, they're good if you roll doubles, but if you don't roll doubles, they're not the greatest. I'm going to leave him out. I'm going to go ahead and leave him out, and just we'll see if the card handles. You know, are there a lot of 26s and 27s on here? Because that's what gets you flushed out of the pocket. I see a 27. I see another 27. Boy, only 2 27s. Oh, man. Nah, I'm just going to leave him off there, and we'll just see what happens. All right, so 414. So now we're going to divide N20 divided by N $24. And we got the math right, so we're going to go down here, and then we're going to copy this over to make sure this is 1 and this is 36. So we'll copy this across. It's 1. So now we'll go equals O20 times 36 dice rolls gives us 11.1. We'll drag it down, and now it equals 36. So in this case, it's 11, 9, 8, 8, and that equals 36. So we can go, let's get rid of this. We can go 11. So he had 11 dice rolls. That should be 11 to 25. This guy's got 9, so that's going to be 26, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 41, 42. And then we're going to get 43 to... Anytime you go 43 to 53, if you have the same second number, like 26 to 36 or 11 to 21, that's always 7 dice rolls. That's easy to remember. So 43 to 53 plus 1 would be 54. And then he's going to get the last 8, which would be 55 to 66. All right, so we've got our running backs carries done. All right, now we'll go down to our sacks column. Get that done. 7, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 8. Oh, I did something wrong. Did I? Oh, no, that's right. So then we'll go equals the sum of the whole row. And then we'll go... The good thing about it is when it equals 36, you don't have to do any math. Those are your dice rolls. But now that it's 33, it's going to be a little bit off. So we'll go N30 divided by N $40. And we'll drag it down. Whoops, cancel. Drag it down. And we'll drag it across. Now we've got our percentages. So let's see. 18% of the time he's going to run. Let's see what 18% or he's going to get a quarterback sack. Let's see what 18% of the dice rolls equals. So O30 times 36. So it's a 6.5, and we're going to drag it down. So now we've got everybody's there. So let's just go really quick and round off. 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 9. And we've got 36. Sometimes it works out where you have 35 or 34 or 37 based on the rounding, and then you just have to make that decision of which player I'm going to screw over here. 11 to 21, 22, 23 to 33 is 7, so 34 is 8, 35, 36 to 41, 42 to 43, 44, 45, 46, 51, 52, and 53, and then he's 54 to the end. And now we're done with that, and we have one more column to go, and that's going to be the interceptions column. So we'll start here, right? 6, yeah. So we'll start here. We'll go 6, 5, 4, 2, 5, 6 equals sum. Please be 36, although I don't think it is. It's 28. So now we'll go equals N33 divided by N $33. 39, and the dollar sign actually keeps as you drag it down. So look, it's N33 divided by N dollar sign 39. When I drag it down to the next one, this one is now N34. It kept the N39 there, but it incremented the 34 by 1. That's what the dollar sign does. It keeps that number 39 there. All right, so we're going to drag you across. All right, and now we're going to go equals O 33 times 36. And we'll drag it down. We should have 36, which we do. And then we'll go 8, 6, 5. I really want it to be 8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 9, 3, 6, 8. And it equals 36. Well, that's the first time that all of them have worked out. Well, one of them, I guess, the receiver one, I had to take a number away from somebody, but that's okay. So now we'll go here. And we'll go 11 to 23, I think is 8. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, 21, 20. Yep. And then we'll go 24 to 33, 34, 35, 36, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. And we got 46 to 55. And then 56. Something doesn't seem right about this. Is this right? 40. Wait, something doesn't seem right here because 56 to 66 is only 7, but I have an 8 over here. So let me see here. Let me start from the back. So this would be 54 to 66. This would be 45. No, 44 to 53. 44, 45, 46, 51, 52, 53. This would be 41 to 44. Starting back at the front now. 11 to 22 is 7, so 11 to 23. 24 to 33. And this would be 34, 35, 36. Something is definitely wrong here, and I'm not sure what it is. You're probably seeing it and screaming at your computer screen. Please don't scream at me. 11 to 23 is definitely 8. 24, 25, 26, 31, 32, 33 is correct. And then 34, 35, 36, 41, 42. So that's 31, 34 to 42. That's 5. And then, let's clear these. And then 43, 44, 45. And then there's 6 of them there. So 46, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. And this is 56 to 66, which is only 7. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care. So we're just going to go ahead and keep it how it is. All right. And there you go. That's how I create a sheet. The last thing I'll do is I'll go get a helmet and I'll stick it on a couple places here. Like you saw with the Philly one. Like here's a Green Bay one that I did. Come on. You can open there. I like to put the helmet on there just to make it easier to identify it when I'm looking at it. So I will go ahead and put the helmets on there and I will print this out and I'll be ready to play the Oilers. And the good thing about it is now that I've done it, I have it for the whole season. It doesn't change. Although I was going to do Dallas for this video instead of Houston, but this is the year of the Herschel Walker trade. So I'm going to have to go in and investigate how many carries, did Herschel Walker get for Dallas and for Minnesota, and then who got carries for those teams, just to make sure, because I don't want to give Herschel Walker like all the carries for both teams. I got to make sure he gets the carries for that team that he had, and then figure out, am I going to trade him halfway through the season? Oh, I don't know. I didn't think of that. I mean, listen, it's going to take me years to play this whole season, if I even finish it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, and then the last step that I'm going to have here is putting the cards in the proper order so that when I'm ready to play with them, I just have to set them out right in front of me. So if we look at all the cards that I have so far, I have all these piles, right? I have 6 piles that you can see. So you have the offense. So let's take the offense first, and let's get rid of the offensive lineman can go over here. And I've got my skill players. I've got my quarterback. I've got my running backs and my skill players. These are my special teams. So what I'm going to do is, let's go with Pinkett, White. Who's the other running back? Oh, they're right here. So Rozier. So I have 4 running backs, right? Let's see. I have the 4 running backs that can run the ball. So I'm going to take Warren Moon. I'm going to stick him on top. I'm going to put the 4 running backs next. Then I'm going to put the special teams players. So we've got Kenny Johnson, Zendejas. He has a separate card for kickoff and kicker. That's kind of annoying. Him there. I've got my punter, Greg Montgomery. I don't need his backup punter card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Warren Moon, my 4 running backs, my special teams guys, and then I'm going to take all the skill players, Givens, and I'll just pick who I like to go on top. So in this case, it'll be Givens and Haywood Jeffries. Do I care about anybody else in here? Nah, if they come up, they come up. I'll put them next, right? Yep, I'll put them next. And then I'll put the backup quarterbacks. So now we got to get then I'll take the defense. The starters go on top of, these are the starters. The starters go on top of the backups. They go underneath the offense. And the special teams players who I don't care about, they go about last. So that way when I come to play, when I sit down to play, all I have to do is go Moon, Pinkett, White. Here's the rest of my running backs. Here's my OA, my punter, my kickers. And that's it. And then I just have my pile. And I'm ready to go. So I put those in order on purpose in that way so that they're easy to lay out when I'm ready to do it. And there we go. And that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have questions, drop them in the comments and I'll see if I can get to answering. Thank you.